Section 8.2, Example 5 on page 585, we have you can find the exact value of sine and cosine for angles that are multiples of 30 or 45. Example 5 says what are the cosine and sine of the angle? For part A we have theta equals 60 degrees, and for part B we have theta equals 225 degrees. Here are some reminders about the special right triangles that you learned about in Math 2. 45, 45, 90 degree triangles have legs that are square root of 2 divided by 2 times the hypotenuse. In a 30, 60, 90 triangle, the shorter leg is 1/2 of the hypotenuse and the longer leg is square root of 3 times the shorter leg. For part A, we have theta equals 60 degrees. We again are going to use a quick sketch. 60 degrees would be in the first quadrant, and then we have P is going to equal XY, which stands for the point of intersection of the unit circle and the terminal side. If we drop down a perpendicular to the x-axis, we would get this right triangle here, which has an angle of 60 degrees, 90 degrees, which leaves 30 degrees up top. So we have a 30, 60, 90 degree triangle with a hypotenuse of 1. Using our reminder up here, we know that the shorter leg of the triangle is 1/2 of the hypotenuse. So that will give us the length down here. And the longer leg is square root of 3 times the shorter leg. So we know that x here on the x-axis is going to be the bottom. That's the shorter leg. So we have 1/2 times the hypotenuse of 1 gives us 1/2. Now using the shorter leg, we can find y, which is the longer leg, by multiplying 1/2 times square root of 3, which gives us the square root of 3 divided by 2. So cosine of 60 will be 1/2. Sine of 60 will be the square root of 3 divided by 2. We'll do the same thing for part B, which has theta equals 225. So going in a counterclockwise direction, 225 will end up in our third quadrant. Notice that in part A, we had our answer in the first quadrant, so everything is positive in the first quadrant, right? We've got positive x's, positive y's. However, in the third quadrant, everything's negative. We're on the negative side of the x-axis and the negative side of the y-axis. Therefore, our final answer will be the negative of the length of the leg. Now here, we have 225. We know that this straight line is going to be 180. So this little extra piece right here to get to 225 is going to be another 45 degrees. Again, if we drop down a perpendicular, we can draw a right triangle. So we have our 90 degree angle from the perpendicular. We have this extra 45 degrees here, which means our other angle is going to be 45. So we have a 45, 45, 90 triangle, and both of the legs are going to be square root of 2 divided by 2 times the hypotenuse. Well, our hypotenuse is just 1. So we get the same answer for both cosine and sine. We get negative square root of 2 divided by 2 times 1, or negative square root of 2 divided by 2. Again, the negative shows up because we're in the third quadrant and everything in here is negative. If we were in either the second or fourth quadrant, only one of your answers would be negative. The work for this problem is written out on the next few slides. And now I would like you to try number 9, find the exact values of the cosine and sine of each angle, then find the decimal values. Round your answers to the nearest hundredth. We have negative 240 degrees.